The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, this is a job I've been meaning to do for absolutely ages, and now as I'm on holiday I've got a bit more time to do it and to record it. So this is my journey to manager and beyond. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Claire Martin, and I've been lucky enough to have been living in Dubai for the last 16 years. I met my husband here and I really feel that Dubai is home now. I originally came to Dubai with some friends in January 2000 to open up and work in a hair salon. I've always loved my job and I've been lucky enough that after having children I was still able to work my job part-time around them. My life was pretty perfect and I had a really good life-work balance. I worked one day a week in the salon, then in the morning whilst the kids were at school I could work from home. The only problem that we had was by the end of the month we were always relying on the credit card. The cost of living was continuing to rise in Dubai, especially the school fees, which were just getting more and more expensive. I knew that something would have to change if we wanted to stay, especially as once the children get to secondary school, the fees can double what you pay for primary school, and I knew that we wouldn't be able to afford it. When I first heard about the Forever opportunity, it was actually whilst I was on my annual trip back to the UK for the summer, nearly 2 years ago. I remember telling my mum and dad, and I was really excited, and they both told me not to do it and not to give any money over, and it's a pyramid scheme, it's a con. But luckily, I've never really done what my parents told me. So when I arrived back in Dubai, I met with a lady that had introduced me to the opportunity, and she briefly told me about the business. It went completely over my head, to be honest, but I felt bad because she'd come round to my house and given up her time, so I signed up anyway. At the end of the day, earning an extra couple of thousand dirhams a month would be nice. I never planned to build a team or take things to the next level because I really just didn't think I had the confidence or the time. She brought the business in the box round the next day and she basically just told me, get amongst the products, just use them and try them. As soon as I started trying the products, I fell in love with them and I naturally started talking to people about them. I didn't really have the confidence to try and sell the bigger products in the beginning, but I had no reservations about selling the smaller, like everyday products. I actually made a comment on Dubai British Mums about how much I loved our tooth gel, and the next day I think I had like 30 something responses of people asking to buy one. Those first handful of customers that I gained from the tooth gel post gave me the confidence to move things up a gear. I added them all to my business page and started to build friendships with them. Because one of my main tips I'd say for getting started is to actually start off with the lower end price range products, because you can build people's confidence in the products, and once they see what great quality they are, they'll naturally be intrigued about the rest of the products too. A good idea is to learn about 7 products, but really learn them inside out. Research them, use them yourself, so when you talk about them you can talk with integrity and passion. And also I think there's over 300 products in the range now, so it's a bit overwhelming thinking you've got to learn all of those inside out, because really that knowledge comes with time. One of the customers I gained from my tooth gel comment was Kim Guire, who went on to join my team a year later after watching me on Facebook for that time. So basically it just goes to show the importance of every sale you make, not just the high-end big spend customers, every single retail customer, whether it's a C9 or just an aloe lips, because you just never know if they might eventually want to find out a little bit more about the business. I was also super lucky because the first 2 people that I did speak to about the business both joined me, and they've both gone on to be my first 2 managers. One of those lovely ladies was Zoe Whistler, who was one of my hair clients. I knew that Zoe was looking to make a change in her life and needed something flexible around her girls, something that would give her and her daughters financial freedom. I told her about the opportunity whilst I was doing her hair, and she pretty much asked where to sign there and then. Zoe worked her business really hard from day one. She learned it inside out, she learned the products inside out, and she became an expert. She's been such a great support to me, and I'll always be really grateful to her. Then my other team member was Carla, who contacted me after seeing a poster put on Facebook about being excited about getting some new products and doing something different. Carla and I had actually previously worked together in the hair salon, and I'd always had a lot of admiration and respect for her. Carla was also a natural from day one, and she hit the ground running. As we didn't have any real support from our direct upline, we all worked together. Did we make any mistakes in the beginning? Yeah, absolutely loads. But with Forever, you only really learn from doing. So the best way to succeed is just to start. The only way you'll fail is if you give up. You just have to see and do, see and do. The world won't end if you make a mistake. You've just got to be consistent with the work that you do put in. I spent hours and hours in the beginning researching the products and learning about the business from different Facebook pages, basically. I don't think there's been a day in the last 19 months that I haven't worked on my business in some shape or form. I haven't watched TV really at all, and I use those pockets of time where I perhaps used to have sat down and watched a box set. I use those pockets of time to work on my business, to basically make my dreams a reality instead. I enjoy it so much so that it never even feels like work. In the beginning, I was really guilty of cherry picking with my customers and with prospecting, I think mainly down to confidence. But I love the products and the ethos of the company so much, so without even realising, I was prospecting most of the people I actually spoke to. I had what they call aloe mouth. I genuinely didn't expect them to turn around and want to join me, but I was very good at talking about Forever and making people see how it could work for them by having empathy for their situations. So, for example, if I knew someone was struggling, if I don't know, like feeling lonely or not having any confidence, I would talk about all the recognition you get with Forever and how it really makes you feel good, that you can take back control of your life. And this is something that I've always done, actually. I think it's from hairdressing. I think really because I'm nosy and I like to picture people in their lives. So I think then just having that empathy spoke volumes to people. I sponsored another, I think it was 3 people in my second month, 2 of who never really got going, and one of them was a girl called Jill Peters, who was also a superstar. To be fair, when people do, when they don't do what they say they do, it does kind of knock you a little bit. You have got to have quite a thick skin about it, really, because it's not a reflection on you. It's just that the time isn't right. We're all going to get people that join and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, it's amazing, and then don't really do what they say. And it's disappointing. You feel sad because they've not seen the same opportunity as you have. So within 3 months, I'd actually qualified for manager. And then helping my team get to where they wanted to be, I started ticking off the company incentives too. By May 2015, 7 months after joining, we were ranking number 3 biggest business builders in Dubai. I ended May on 190 case credits and 210 globally, which was amazing. Then a real turning point came when the lady that had signed me up basically went back to the UK, and Samantha Pierce, who had been her upline, who had been trying to help us all along, but because she wasn't direct to me, my upline had kept her at arm's length. So as soon as Emma had left, Sam got in touch. She knew that even though we'd all built great businesses in Dubai, we didn't have the stability because we didn't have all the tracks in place to run on. So Sam arranged that her, Natalie Healy and some of the other top leaders from the UK would come to Dubai to help us. So that was in the October 2015. They all came out and spent 4 amazing days training us and helping us and showing us basically all the basics that we needed to create more stability. With Forever, it's really simple. You've just got to learn the basics, master the basics, and you teach others to do the same. We had been gunning for it before on enthusiasm and excitement, which was great, but we needed plans in place so that our teams could just duplicate, so it would create more stability. I'm so grateful to Sam for how she helped us and inspired us. She made me understand the importance of goal setting and visualising what you want to achieve. It really gave us all such a boost, and lots of real superstars started to shine through. By that time, I had 9 managers in my downline. By December that year, I'd qualified for my first chairman's bonus and for Global Rally. It was such a sense of achievement. Around that time, though, I made a big mistake. And that mistake was I stopped concentrating on my business. As I was so focused on helping my team, I stopped retailing the products as much. I can actually remember saying to a client, oh, I'm not so much about the products now, I'm more just about helping my team. And I took my foot off the pedal. The impact of my actions didn't show straight away, but by February I realised that I only had a handful of customers left. I was doing my 4cc still, but it was by the skin of my teeth. By the time Global Rally came around in March, my CCs had dropped to around 120 a month. They'd consistently been at around 170 to 190 a few months before that. I was also having a really stressful time at home. The whole year didn't really get off to a very good start because my stepson ended up in jail in Dubai. So we had no idea what was going to happen. So we spent like 3 months just really stressed, not knowing if we're going to get deported, not knowing if we're going to get lumbered with a massive fine. So my children were picking up on all the stress at home and they were being vile and playing up massively. I put weight on. I started to have really bad anxiety because I was just so stressed with everything. And I could have easily, to be honest, thrown in the towel at that time. My confidence was at an all-time low and I just felt really overwhelmed by everything. So when Global Rally came round, I was actually really nervous about going because even though I knew Sam would be there, I was worried that I didn't know anyone else. I am a natural worrier anyway. But you know what? I shouldn't have worried about it because South Africa and Global Rally 2016 completely did exceed all my expectations. It was the boost that I needed. I got the fire back in my belly. The people you meet there, the atmosphere, everything, it absolutely blows your mind. I could see what was possible again and I understood what I needed to do to get there. I came back raring to go and I knew how to take things back to basics. So what I did was I actually put myself back on the 6 months to manager plan. My main focus being on building up my customer base again and meeting new people. I also worked with my other managers in the team to coach the importance of lots of people doing a little bit and developing a healthy 4cc habit. We all know it's really exciting if you do 15 case credits in a month, but what we were finding is it's not sustainable. So we've started really trying to coach to people just the importance of doing 4cc. Lots of people earning pocket money is what creates you a stable business. My first month back on the manager plan and I retailed over 8 case credits and I actually recruited 4 new people. So I wanted to show my team that it was achievable and basically then help them to do the same. I've always worked deep within my team and I can always spot the ones that are running with it. I make sure that I'm always available to those that need me and I really generally get more excited about their promotions than my own. I've also become much better at managing my time. I write a list of my jobs for the week, then I break it down into daily activities. That way, I don't waste precious time scrolling through Facebook. I try and do the case credit producing activities first. I also schedule in time for my own self-development. I'm by no means a finished product. I still hate public speaking, but I've decided to focus on the things that I'm good at and not the things that I'm not. We're our own biggest asset in this business, so we all need to spend time on self-development. I try and listen to a training video or a webinar every day, and I'm constantly learning. You have to be like a sponge and soak up as much as you can. Last month, because of all the new activity that I've been doing, I finished globally on 220 case credits, and my open business has been well over 100 for the last 2 months, which means I'm on track for all the company incentives this year too. I've got an absolutely amazing team, lots of really different people, but all of them are wonderful, and I know that they can all achieve whatever it is they need to. Next year at Global Rally in Dubai, it would be amazing if I could have all my team with me because that would give me the biggest sense of achievement ever. So my main tips really are to treat this like a job. If you treat it like a hobby, you'll pay out for it like a hobby. So you need to treat it like a job and it will pay more like a job or a business. And that really you can only fail by giving up. Remember that it's a 3 to 5 year plan. So stay consistent and work on your business every day, whether that's for 15 minutes or 3 hours. You've just got to be consistent. That constant working every day and the momentum will grow and it will start to pay off. You've got to have a plan. So make sure you plan what you're going to do each week, each day, break it down and be brave. It's scary. It's not something that we're used to doing. It's a different way of working. So you do have to be brave and you do have to challenge yourself. And if you've got a team, work deep within that team. And also to dream big. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're really not big enough. So I'm really excited for what the future holds. I'm going to Greece in September and hopefully, as I say, on track for all the company incentives next year. This really is such a golden opportunity and we really need to hold it high.